Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Those whose minds are established in sameness and equanimity have already conquered the conditions of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahman, and thus they are already situated in Brahman. Purport. Equanimity of mind, as mentioned above, is the sign of self-realization. Those who have actually attained to such a stage should be considered to have conquered material conditions, specifically birth and death. As long as one identifies with this body, he is considered a conditioned soul. But as soon as he is elevated to the stage of equanimity through self-realization of self, he is liberated from conditional life. In other words, he is no longer subject to take birth in the material world, but can enter into the spiritual sky after his death. The Lord is flawless because he is without attraction or hatred. Similarly, when a living entity is without attraction or hatred, he also becomes flawless and eligible to enter into the spiritual sky. Such persons are to be considered already liberated, and their symptoms are described below. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatam Hangvande Shri Gurun Dinataranam Shri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svabadandikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ihaiva tai chitta sargo yesham samyestita manaha, nirdosham hi samang brahma, tasmat brahmanite stitaha. Those whose minds are established in sameness and equanimity have already conquered the conditions of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahman, and thus they are already situated in Brahman. Hare Krishna. So, here it's one of the topics is equanimity, sameness. The Sanskrit here it said samye, samam also. Equanimity of mind. What does that mean? Equanimity. It means equal, it means steady, it means without the ups and downs. Yeah, in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, this is like the main topic, one of the main topics. And the Bhagavad Gita is a more devotional version of the yoga philosophy, we can say. In the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, which are one of the major Vedic texts and one of the most important and one most famous texts, everyone knows Patanjali. He is the compiler of the Yoga Sutras, where he explains what is yoga actually, what is the real understanding of yoga. And Bhagavad Gita has the same topic. Every chapter of Bhagavad Gita is called yoga, right? Even the first chapter, which Prabhupada calls assembly on the battlefield, observing the armies on the battlefield, right? This is the first chapter. So, Nilamba is translating there. Good. So, the first chapter, right, is called Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. Right? This is, everyone knows, right? Everyone is aware. Okay? Everyone is with me? Haribo. So, this is the first. So, but in Sanskrit, the original title, because Prabhupada translates it that we can kind of relate to it. And in Sanskrit, it's called Arjuna Vishada Yoga, right? Who remembers? Arjuna Vishada Yoga, something like this. The yoga of the bewilderment of Arjuna. Arjuna's bewilderment yoga. So, second chapter, then we have, it's called Sankhya Yoga, right? Prabhupada calls it summary of the content of the Gita and all that. But anyway, every chapter of Bhagavad Gita is called yoga, some certain kind of yoga. Karma yoga, sannyasa yoga, dhyana yoga, moksha yoga, and so on. So the Bhagavad Gita is undoubtedly about yoga. This is the topic of Bhagavad Gita. And yoga is a very complex thing. So the Bhagavad Gita in 700 verses explains the science of yoga in great detail, of course, 700 verses, with a strong devotional touch and a strong theistic touch, because Krishna speaks Bhagavad Gita, and not just speaks, but explains that he is actually object of yoga too. In the 6th chapter, which is called Dhyana Yoga, the yoga of meditation, which is strongly reflected also in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. It's about meditation, it's about the mind, how should a yogi posture himself, subdue the mind, what are the symptoms of someone who conquered the mind. And in the end, after the whole chapter, which could be interpreted even in an impersonal way or a distant way, Krishna says, Ye Shanktvantagatang Papam Chananam, what is it? Yoginam api sarvesham matgatan antar atmana Shadavan, what is it? Shadavan? Something. Okay, anyways. But anyways, he says, Yoginam api sarvesham, of all the yogis, the one who is my bhakta, my devotee, who worships me, he's the best. This is what Krishna says. Yeah? Yoginam api sarvesham. Of all the yogis, the one who is my bhakta, my devotee, he's the best. And he explains also that he is actually the object of yoga. He is the object of meditation. He is actually the supreme goal. Okay, so we have a very strong theistic point in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna speaks on yoga and identifies himself as the supreme goal of yoga. In the Yoga Sutras, it's not so personal. Yeah, it's personal too, but not so. The supreme person is not identified. But what is one of the main topics in Yoga Sutras, as also in Bhagavad Gita, as also in this verse? It's to make the mind steady. Okay? So here we hear this also, sameness, equanimity. We cannot practice yoga, we cannot meditate, we cannot practice bhakti yoga, we cannot become Krishna conscious when the mind is disturbed. It's very difficult. It's very, very difficult to do even also devotional activity when you're disturbed, when the mind is, very active. Yeah, you think this and that, and you are even involved with emotions and and thoughts. Very distracting, because yoga means to focus on one goal, on one point. This is yoga, and this one point, it should be Krishna. Even in the Yoga Sutras, it said Ishvara Pranidhana, devotion to the Ishvara, to the Supreme. And meditation on Ishvara, whose name is Om, the name of Ishvara is Om in Yoga Sutras, and this name should be recited over and over to make the mind focused on this supreme entity, the special soul. So, every one of us has a certain reason why we are here, and one common point why we are here should be we want to have a higher consciousness. We want to have devotion. We want to have a higher experience. Whatever the motivation might be, maybe you're frustrated with material life, no problem. You're a seeker, you want to love Krishna, whatever it might be. But still, we should really want to uplift ourselves. And we should be disgusted by the stupid activities of the mind. This mind is so troublesome, it's so difficult to live with this mind. It's very difficult. Yeah? So in order to reach this equanimity, what is here praised highly, it said when your mind has this sameness, equanimity, then you have conquered the conditions of birth and death. Not bad. If you conquer your mind, you conquer the troubles of life and death. Not bad. So we should say, wow, I want to conquer my mind. Because actually, the troubles of life and death, the troubles of this world, are anyway only here. They are not there outside. We think, it's his fault or her fault or their fault or it's the world itself. No, it's our perception of the world. The world is what it is, but we interpret it as good and bad. The whole world, how we perceive it, is like a reflection in our mind. It's running on the mirror of our mind. It's not that the world comes inside our head or something. It's a reflection. Like a video camera. A video camera makes a movie of that what it sees. And so also we, with our senses, we so to say, not analyze, but yeah, we make a reflection of this reality. And it's all in the mind. So when we conquer the mind, we conquer the world. That's the point. When we conquer the mind, we conquer the world. So we should work on that. And Patanjali is very nicely explaining this, and the Bhagavad Gita also, the same point. The point it's defined. What is yoga? Yoga's chitta vritti nirodha. This is the definition of yoga in Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, second sutra. Yoga's chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is the conquering. Nirodha means like the destroying, the cutting, the erasing of the vrittis. Chitta means consciousness and mind. And vritti means activity. Anything what happens in your mind. When you imagine your mind being a lake, yeah, your mind is a lake, then the vrittis are the waves. And we want to have a very clear lake, clear mind, steady mind. Yeah? So this is the purpose of yoga, that your mind becomes very peaceful. And even some wind comes, some agitation comes, your mind stays, your sea lake stays peaceful. Because we might be very easy in an easy situation, everything is nice. But in an intense situation, we get agitated. And this is the test. Because if you conquer the mind, whatever happens to you, you're not involved, you're not affected. Yeah? And this is one of the main points of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna explains this, that the pleasures and pains of this world are like summer and winter seasons. They come and go. So we should know that pleasure and pain, sukha dukkha, is just coming and going like summer and winter. So now it's winter, and very soon it's over again. And then again summer, and then winter and summer. So we should just be tolerant. You cannot fight the winter. So when you have pleasure and pain, experience of pleasure and pain, you just have to tolerate it. So the yogi, the bhakti yogi also, he is situated inside himself. He's on a higher consciousness. So how do we do this? It's very simple. We put our consciousness on Krishna. This is all we have to do. And we transcend with this powerful meditation all the troubles of the material world. We have to put our mind on Krishna, our focus, our consciousness on Krishna. Either his name, his form, his activities, his qualities. Yeah? And this is what Krishna says. Man mana bhava mat bhakto. Always think of me. So we put our consciousness on Krishna. And everything is fine. When you think about Krishna, everything is fine. Everything becomes very blissful. Not just steady. Oh, I'm steady. This is beginner stage. Our stage is Ananda Mayobhyasat, the stage of bliss. Of bliss. But how you become blissful? It's not that we tell ourselves jokes all day long to be very happy. No, true bliss comes when you think about Krishna. And there are 4 stages, 4 aspects of thinking about Krishna. His name, and you chant his name with great devotion and concentration and attention and love. And you hear his beautiful name, Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Ram. And you hear this name. This name is so beautiful. And there's nectar inside. You just have to hear the name. The next, you meditate on the form of Krishna. You see his beautiful form as Narasimhadev. You see pictures of Krishna. And Krishna is so beautiful. And then you think about his qualities, his wonderful aspects, his character. And in the end, you meditate on his pastimes. And we should become more and more absorbed in Krishna. This is our meditation. This makes our mind steady. This makes us self-realized. This shows us that we are not the body, not the mind, that we are spiritual beings. So this is what we do in our sadhana. Sadhana means practice. Because normally you hear Krishna and you fall in ecstasy. Normally you see the Lord and you're like, Haribo! Yeah, like this. But we are not like that. Because our heart is hard like a stone. There is no attraction. Normally the soul, that's what we are in reality, but this is covered. We are like covered by so many layers of false ego and attachments and all that. But the soul itself is a pure lover of God. Pure lover of God. And spontaneously. And the example are the devotees in Vrindavan. They love Krishna like anything. They don't have to remind themselves, oh, I have to love Krishna now. Oh, I have to chant his name now. I have to think about him now. We have to do like this. We have to remind ourselves. We have to beat our mind all the time. Think about Krishna. Don't think about Maya. Our mind is naturally attracted towards Maya. Naturally. Spontaneously. And if you say, no, not me. Let a beautiful girl walk by. See how unattached you are. We are spontaneously attracted. This is material nature. So this means our nature is turned upside down. Because normally the soul is not attracted to a beautiful girl. Why? Because it sees it's just a body. It's just a body. There's a soul inside. Actually, there's a soul inside this body. And it's just flesh and bones. The same is also for the girls, right? So, just from my perspective now. Yeah? Yeah, it's just a body. Was it Shankaracharya? I don't know. But anyway, you can not meditate, but think about, looking at this girl walking by, but then use your X-ray vision and see the skeleton, because when you have X-ray, you see skeleton, bones, walking. Yeah? Yeah, and then you see boom, 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 a heart, and you see the intestines, yeah? And you see the liver and all that. Right? It's true. It's like that. The body is just a machine. Yeah. We should really understand it's just a machine. So what are we attracted to actually? Right? But still, this is Maya. Maya is so alluring. But not just bodies. There's so many other things. We're naturally attracted to a car or to money or prestige or honor or ego. Right? If someone comes and says, oh, Ananda Krishna, oh, such a nice lecture. I'm spontaneously attracted. Yes, praise me. Very nice. Oh, it feels so good. And I say, no. Ah, no, don't say that. Vishnu. Yeah, we do because we are trained like that. But actually, we like it. We're spontaneously attracted. If someone comes and praises us, is nice to us, we like it, right? I don't say it's bad, it's just as it is. And we should, in one sense, not condemn it, but we should understand, actually, this is garbage. I think, who is it? Raghunath Das Goswami says, if you are like this, that you enjoy the praises, it's like you take a shower from a donkey who is peeing on you. If a donkey pees on you, and this is he says, yeah. I think this was his example in the Mana Shiksha. Yeah, very nice book, small book, Mana Shiksha. He gives nice instructions of become conscious. What are we actually attracting? What are we enjoying? A pee shower from a donkey you're enjoying. But we do that because we know nothing better. If we would know Krishna and someone praises you, you naturally know, thank you very much. It's nice that you praise me, but actually the praise goes to Krishna. If you are Krishna conscious, you know He gives me the ability. He says it in Bhagavad Gita. I am the ability in man, He says. Rasvam apsu kantya prabhashmi shashi suryo paranava sarva vedeshu shaptake paurusham nrishu. Paurusham nrishu means I am the ability in man. This is Krishna saying. Whatever you do good, it's Krishna. Like this, so a devotee would spontaneously know what is the truth. So he doesn't have to fight the Maya. But he has a higher taste, a higher consciousness. We don't have to fight Maya. You cannot fight Maya. She's strong. She cuts your head with her trident. She kills you if you want to fight her. No. How we overcome Maya? When we surrender to Krishna. This is our path. Yeah. So, spontaneously we are attracted to Maya. This is our unfortunate condition. So now we transform this attraction to Krishna. And now because it's not natural, we have to force it. Yeah? We have to work on it. We have to do sadhana. And with time we get converted. It's a conversion process. Ja? Konvertieren. Ja, wir konvertieren. From a lover of Maya to a lover of Krishna. A lover of Maya is a self-lover. Oh, I love myself so much. I'm so wonderful. And this gets turned around, this lust, and we become lovers of Krishna. And this is not forced, this is natural, because Krishna is very lovable. And this is the great, great gift. It said that Thakur, the great Vaishnava, he has Krishna and he can give Krishna to you. Now, Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, Oh hey Vaishnava Thakur, in this song. It says, Oh my dear Thakur, my dear Vaishnava, you have Krishna. Please give him to me. Very nice. Right? We cannot take Krishna, we cannot reach Krishna, but we can get Krishna through the devotee. So Prabhupada has Krishna and he gave Krishna already to us. We have to just take him. The books are not different from Krishna. The name is not different from Krishna. The deity is not different from Krishna. We have to just take Krishna. Krishna is waiting. Yes, I'm here for you. So we should use this. How? Become Krishna conscious. Think about Krishna, hear about Krishna, chant his name, look at his picture, pray to him. We can be engaged all day long in Krishna conscious activities. And with time, it colors off and der Groschen fällt. Ein Licht geht uns auf. Oh, Krishna. Yeah? And then we fall more and more in love with Krishna. Become attracted. And then you're not attracted to Maya anymore. Naturally not. So Krishna is very beautiful. Krishna is very lovable. Krishna is very funny. Krishna is such a joking person. Krishna is such a wonderful God. It's so. Anyway, once a devotee told me, a boy told me, said, it couldn't be otherwise. Krishna must be a cowherd boy. This is so logic. Right? In one sense, how could it be different? How could it be different? Right? People wonder, what? This is God? You know, blue man, blue boy, cows. Why? But in one sense, it's logic. Of course, it must be like that. God must be a cowherd boy, playing all day long with his friends. How could it be otherwise? If I would be God, I would do the same. I would play with my friends. Isn't it? What someone would imagine, no, if I would be God, I would be like a robot or something. Right? Very technical. No? Because people are nowadays so cold and mechanistic. But from the heart, this picture of Krishna as the Supreme Lord is very natural. Yeah. So, and Krishna is very easy. Krishna is very easy. It's not complicated. So we have to just get to him. Hear about him. His glories, his activities in Vrindavan. And this will attract us. And then we want to hear more and more about Krishna. About his activities, his pastimes, his friends. We want to hear about Vrindavan. This wonderful, beautiful place. Prabhupada speaks here and he says, when you are like this, when you conquered your mind, yeah, when you are attached to Krishna, you will go to Krishna after this life, he says. In other words, he is no longer subject to take birth in the material world, but can enter into the spiritual sky after this death. That's nice. We should really want that. And then we go to Vrindavan. And Vrindavan is a very beautiful place. It's the most opulent place. Everything is perfect. Everything looks beautiful. It's super idyllic. Beautiful trees and mountains and Govardhan and Yamuna and beautiful water, beautiful people. It smells good. It smells perfect. All the nice flowers and trees. And everyone is happy, and everyone is a spiritual form and be in the association of Krishna. And Krishna says this, when you come to me, you never have to come back to this material world. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, come to me. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, come to me. What are you doing here? Why are you rotting in this material world? Why are you attracting to all this nonsense? Attracted. Isn't it? Yeah. So, we just have to use this wonderful gift, what Srila Prabhupada gave us, absorb ourselves in this knowledge, in these books, in the name, and it will work out. We have to work a bit, especially in the beginning, because in the beginning we are still attracted to Maya and we're bewildered, right? We are bewildered, we don't really know. But keep on going, take it serious, and then will come some taste and realization and some interest and some, it will come, Krishna consciousness. Yeah, we have to keep on going. Prabhupada said, only this life. So many lives you used for yourself. He says, only this life give to you. Next life you can do again whatever you like. Just this life. So let's do this. As we sit here. So many come and so many go. But it doesn't mean that we have to go too. Let's stay in Krishna consciousness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Nobody leaves the room. Stay. Let's make this a mission. I want to stay until the very end. Yes, that's very nice. I heard one devotee was very attracting. It was a guru, and he doesn't live anymore. And when someone came to the temple, he said, now you're here. Why go? Don't go. Now you're here. You made it. Right? So not necessarily everyone lives in the temple, but we should stay in Krishna consciousness. Okay. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Any points? Good. So, yes?
Why are we not singing for a little blue boy standing here? Why are we not singing to the little blue boy singing here? Like standing here, like in happiness, like.
You mean why Narasimhadev is here? Or?
Yeah, because I know many people, I know at least one person, and she's very shocked by the picture of God.
Yes, you have to. Yeah, you have to read the books. You have to know Krishna makes leelas. He is a cowherd boy. He's a cute, nice cowherd boy with lotus eyes and peacock feather and smiling and blue dhoti and flute playing and choking. Yes, but he is the unlimited person and he can have any adventure and pastime he likes. And once he thinks, today I want to be a lion and I want to fight a huge demon. And he comes in this form as Narasimhadev. This is completely logic.
I like it also, but it's just, it's so hard to love somebody that looks so, I don't know,
Yeah, this is transcendental love. This transcendental. But I must say, for me, I read Prabhupada's books and it was always Krishna. It was always Krishna. And I've seen all the avatars, this is Krishna. Because Prabhupada gave us Krishna. Right? So he comes in many forms. He comes as a boar, he comes as a turtle, right? He comes as a Ramachandra, a king. And I found this very cool. Yes, of course. He can do whatever he likes. He comes as Mahavishnu, creating universes. He comes as a swan once. He has, He comes as a fish. As a huge fish. In the beginning he was very small, but then he grew, right? So he has these charming pastimes. And then he comes as a lion. This is Krishna, of course. So, yeah.
Just I imagine like a huge smile on the face, that it's just you feel like you feel so attracted,
Yes. It's good. We should be attracted to Krishna. Yes, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And when Krishna came as Narasimhadev, you know, this is beautiful because he protected Prahlad. He came to protect his devotee, right? Yeah. Okay. So tomorrow morning is Mangalarti. So everyone come. And then we chant Japa. And Japa is a very powerful, it's the name of Krishna. We should chant this together. Actually, this room is very powerful. I remember even my mother, when she was here and she entered this room, she was like, whoa, you know, this room has some Shakti, you know. So when you chant here Japa together with devotees, it's very easy to focus in the early morning and really try to work hard, bring the mind back and hear the name, focus on the name and get a taste for the name and absorb yourself. So much so that you think, I never want to stop. You know, sometimes you chant Japa and you think, oh, this is so nice, I could chant now forever. Shouldn't be a drag. Should be really. But in the beginning, the mind is to, but then you fall in the name and then you can chant very nicely. So we should get into this Nam Ras. Right? Nam Ras. Okay, then Hare Krishna. Sleep tight, get up early. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Ki. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Radha Madhava Ki